Benjamin Netanyahu is currently talking to Donald Trump right now. And I think Donald Trump has finished his Michigan rally going back to the White House, where Benjamin Netanyahu will be awaiting him. He's already come out and said, the Prime Minister of Israel already came out and said, this is about Iran. I'm coming here just to talk to Trump about Iran. I'm not going to try and convince him of anything. I'm going to try and see what he says, what he thinks. There's two ways that this goes. Trump tells Bibi, hey, sit this one out. We're going to hit the Islamic Republic just to a certain extent. We're not going to wipe them out, just a certain extent. And you're going to sit this one out. Or the US has decided to go all out, and he's going to tell Bibi, hey, make preparations this weekend, next weekend, we're going at it. We're going to finish them off.
So, and also this is not just our calculation. I think this is also the Islamic Republic's understanding. Rightly or wrongly, the Islamic Republic thinks that something big is about to happen. I mean, if you were the Islamic Republic, what would you do right now? You will try to demonstrate to everybody, look what I could do, stop them before, like they're not going to listen. Bibi doesn't care what I do, but I want everyone else to see what could happen if these talk, like Islamic Republic, like, hey, everybody, the world, Europe, Japan, Korea, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, use your lobbies, everybody. I'm about to go ape shit. I'm about to do something crazy. Look at what I could do. The bombing in Saudi Arabia is a warning to everybody to stop United States and Israel from what they're about to do. Stop them for me. Look at what I could do.
Yeah. If Israel joins in, what you're going to see, ladies and gentlemen, is another layer of IRGC leadership down the drain. You're going to see extensive bombings all across the country. The United States has the capability to conduct 24-hour operations. The extent of this all-out operation is going to be nothing that you guys have seen in modern history. No air campaign in modern history, save for maybe World War II bombing runs, will be this extensive. And that is something that all military analysts are on board with if that option is chosen. It's not just me saying that. As for the infrastructure of Iran, here's two scenarios as to what happens in infrastructure. One, it's hit, it's taken out, but it's hit in a way where it's not completely wiped off the face of the map. It's hit in specific areas. It's able to be repaired in a couple of months, but emergency teams will have to get into Iran immediately afterwards. Or two, the infrastructure, and the one that I'm leaning towards more, is that the infrastructure is not touched, not at all. They'll hit railroad lines, they'll hit bridges, but they're not going to wipe out the electrical grid, the power plants. The reason they'll hit the railroads and the bridges to stop the IRGC from being able to transport troops, from east, west, north to south, and that gives them immense pressure on the IRGC to be able to suppress the Iranian people. When you see that, you know that the most amount of pressure the US can inflict is happening at that moment on the IRGC. And that will be the day that the Iranian people know their freedom is coming closer at hand. Armin, what happens if the IRGC cannot transport troops from the northwest of Iran to the southeast of Iran? What happens then? Are the IRGC forces in each town and city enough to suppress the people in that area?
Not if there's a major uprising in multiple places in Iran at the same time.
Correct.
There's two things that is going to make the Islamic Republic very vulnerable. If there is a ground operation in southern Iran, they will not be able to mobilize forces to go fight against them. And if they even do, then they're not going to be able to, if there's an uprising in Tehran while they're busy in the south, they're not going to be able to, I mean, it's a logistical nightmare, right? They're going to have to worry about. Here's an interesting thing, Ali. If they destroy bridges and other infrastructure that makes their logistics difficult, even if the war stops for a while and the uprising starts, that vulnerability of the Islamic Republic stays. They're still not going to be able to move troops around fast enough, because this is key. The Islamic Republic doesn't have enough resources to fight back against a national uprising, unless they could focus on one area really fast and then focus on another area. Like if a major uprising happens everywhere, while they're busy with the Americans and not able to move around efficiently, this is going to be devastating to them, especially given that
Correct.
they already lost a lot of their bases, a lot of their command structure, a lot of their intelligence networks, and everything behind the scene that goes into this.
Absolutely. So, for those of you who have lived in Iran, or for those of you who have not, when you live there, you live in a certain town, neighborhood, you know exactly who is IRGC, you know who's with the Islamic Republic, and you know who's not. And you know that for a fact, over 90% of the population want the Islamic Republic out. It's not like it's a 50-50, 40-60. It's overwhelming 9-to-1 ratio. In the Basij, the suppressive forces are only in the hundreds of thousands. They're about 400,000, or they were 400,000 before all this kicked off. And what happens when a town of 20,000 people, who has, maybe 100, maybe 200 Basij in there, there's no way. There's no way they can get that town is going to fall. The reason why it didn't last time is because they were able to have reinforcements. Now, the major the major stage, Tehran, is a different story. That's going to be a different story, and that's going to have to be dealt with differently. You're going to have air support and drones and weapons and etc. for that. But simply cutting off the supply lines and a reinforcement for the IRGC to other cities and towns is going to be the crippling blow in terms of the people's uprising there.
My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.